Ladies and gents, this is Dorian.
And this is Miss MVP.
And welcome everyone to another episode of the Convos in the Park podcast. For our first-time listeners, we hope that you'll find some gems that you will enjoy and like the conversation and continue to be with us. For everyone, for our long-time listeners and everyone else in between, we greatly appreciate y'all as well. Miss MVP, how are you doing today?
I'm good. I was just telling you that I'm hungry because I haven't eaten because we had some shit to blow up at work today, figuratively and physically, that I've been trying to fix for the last 72 hours. But I'm all right. It's the weekend, baby. Let's go.
Yeah, yes, indeed. Yes, indeed it is. I had the same. I won't say my dad's been as drastic as yours, but it was a long one. I had to put in some time, and it's never fun when you got to do that on a Friday.
You're right.
Friday's supposed to be the wind down day. It's supposed to be the day you're supposed to get ready for a crazy weekend.
I don't do crazy no more.
Why not?
Once every quarter, I do crazy. I don't bounce back like I used to. I don't bounce. I went to go see Country Wayne. I don't remember. Last weekend before, something like that. He actually, I don't watch his skits because I'm not on Facebook. So things that people send me and stuff like that, I watch, a few minutes, a few seconds of it, and I get off. But his
he's not just on Facebook though.
Huh?
His stuff's on Instagram and YouTube as well.
I don't follow him on Instagram.
Why not?
Hell, I ain't on Instagram. I just have an Instagram page. I'm on Twitter. You looking for me? Find me on Twitter. I don't know how long I'm gonna be there because Elon Musk then bought it. So I don't know. Find me on AOL. Yeah.
AOL. On MySpace, whatever, right?
Yeah, I might go back to MySpace. Who knows?
I even tried going back to Black Planet.
He did. And this is facts, people. He texted me the moment he did it. This is facts. He's telling me it's your fault. And I don't agree with that 75% that it's my fault because he's in control of his buttons on his phone.
You're right. But who's the one that sent me the information on Black Twitter talking about Elon getting Twitter?
I did not send you anything.
Okay.
It was just on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
And you just so happen to be a part of the Twitterverse. I didn't tag you in nothing. I got the receipts, homie.
Okay. You may not have tagged me directly. You tagged Convos in the Park.
No, I do.
Okay. All right.
I tagged myself. I tagged my personal page.
Okay.
I may have written it on the podcast page. We even argue about that. What we got in store for you guys today, we have someone who comes to us tonight to help us wrap up the series. A professional. I told y'all my disclaimer. I am not a professional, but because I love y'all, I went and dug somebody up from the trenches. Had to go through my Rolodex to find somebody who knew somebody who could find me somebody. He's Mr. J, and
Jay.
He's in
Just Jay.
Yeah, he I'm sorry, not Mr. J. He's Jay. And he's sitting over here and he's being cool, calm, and collected, waiting to spill some much needed knowledge to the Black community. We're just not focusing on the Black community, but it's so many times that the Black community gets forgotten about certain things. So he's here to enlighten us on a lot of things. We've talked in the pre-show and he has given me a lot to think about. And again, you guys know that my dad passed away and it's been a year and a half. So I'm ready to speak about things that I went through. So I've given y'all my spiel. So y'all could give a round of applause to Jay so he can break it down to us tonight or in the morning, whatever time y'all listening to us, and get it popping. How's it going, Jay? I'm gonna behave tonight.
Oh, it's going great. It's going
That's
really
great.
Good.
That's good. You excited to talk to us?
Yes, because sadly, a lot of time when I talk about insurance is a lot of times is after the fact.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is like I go to the house and insure the whole family after a death or somebody. Like I have gotten calls where people have told me, like I just got diagnosed with cancer or terminal cancer. I need to take out some life insurance. So it's always a lot of times after the fact or when they got this certain illness. But to educate people, you're the first guys that really wanted me to educate somebody, because a lot of people, you can't educate anybody if they don't know that they need this education, because it's not like they talk about life insurance in school, like the importance of having life insurance or any type of. Only reason people know about insurance is I have to have insurance for my car, or I have to have insurance
for the house. Yeah,
for the house. Because I have to have that, and I have to have insurance. Well, I need to have insurance for my phone.
Yeah. And medical insurance, because it's a law now that everybody got to have some type of medical insurance.
Yes, and the medical insurance.
We want to talk about it all. If we can compact it all into the hour that we are allotted. But we want to talk about the living benefits. Everybody know you got to have insurance. Everybody know about death insurance. So let's talk about the living insurance. What can you educate them on the living insurance, the living benefits?
Okay, a lot of people think about life insurance is only good if you die. But the living benefits is exactly what they are for. It's for living benefits. For example, I'm going to use myself. I drive motorcycles. And if you get rear-ended or you get clipped on a motorcycle, it can change your life. I had a guy, he was doing a burnout, and it got from up under him, and the motorcycle fell on his leg and it broke his femur, or like his femur. He was in the bed. He was bedridden for like 3 or 4 months. He had medical insurance because he had a state job, but you also have co-pays. And your job is not going to provide you with, they're only going to provide you up to around 65% of your income. And if you're living paycheck to paycheck, and you're struggling with your full paycheck, imagine getting less than that.
Exactly.
So the living benefits, you can get a percentage of the death benefit while you're still alive. That can cover you for a critical, chronic, or terminal illness. Like if you get diagnosed with cancer, you can get a portion of your life insurance benefit. Or let's say you get pregnant, you have I don't know a lot about, well, I know like pregnancy, when women are pregnant, they can have like a hard birth or like where it can be really dangerous. And you can get money from your life insurance off of that. So life insurance really is not just for you when you die.
Gotcha. So if you borrow against your policy, how does that affect your overall policy coverage amount?
Well, I'll tell everybody this. When it comes to, you always keep your life insurance and your retirement, you always keep that separate. You never, well, I'll take it back. You can, well, the majority of people I know, when they're talking about borrowing money from your life insurance, banking with your life insurance, those are people that have millions and millions and millions of dollars. For example, let's say if you have $1 million you want to leave to your children. If you leave $1 million to your children, you can have what you call inheritance tax. But if you use that $1 million to purchase a life insurance policy, all that money can go to your children tax-free. But a lot of the people that I know, they don't have that type of money in the bank.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I would never, ever think about borrowing from your life insurance.
So your living benefits, when you say that they will give you money if you're injured, to take care of whatever, where it's a chronic illness and or an accident.
No, it's okay. When I say chronic, it's chronic, critical, or terminal. Mm-hmm. Now, chronic illness is if you can't perform your 5 ADLs. Those are basically you need assistance with eating, bathing, transferring. That's like moving from chair to chair, putting on clothes, like put on your clothes. And there's another one. But if you need help with those, that's considered a chronic illness.
I think the last one is mobility, right? Like driving.
But like if you getting it, like my buddy, he was basically bedridden because he broke his femur. You're going to get it. Now, critical. Hold on, you have critical. Now that's a critical. A chronic is end-stage renal failure, certain type of cancers, heart attack, stroke, coronary artery bypass. Those are chronic. Now, terminal is if you have 6 or 8 months or 9 months to live.
Yes.
Okay. And you can get your life insurance policy death benefit in advance to you.
But doesn't that kind of contradict a little bit? Because when you have a chronic illness, sometimes you can't get death benefits. Like, you can't get a lot of life insurance policies. A lot of insurance companies won't write you policies if you have chronic illnesses.
That's why I always tell people you get life insurance while you're healthy. For example, me, I have a 30-year term policy. I'm always going to buy term. But I also have a retirement account. Mm-hmm. So, like, you always keep your life insurance and your retirement separate. You always keep those separate, always. So, the life insurance, what were you saying? Oh, borrowing against it?
Well, no, when you were talking about the living benefits,
chronic.
Is it actually borrowing against your life insurance policy, or is it just something that's extra?
No, because people forget about life insurance. Let's say you have $100,000 life insurance policy. You're going to get $100,000. Either you're going because like it or not, we're all going to die at some point. And I speak candidly because I've seen it.
Yeah,
you're going to die. That's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. But you don't know when you're going to die. So you're going to get $100,000. Either you're going to get it when you're dead or you can get it while you're alive. But you're going to get that money. So some people get the money because think about it. If you, like my buddy, he didn't have living benefits. Mm-hmm. He had to have surgery. 10% of $100,000 surgery is $10,000. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people, your average person doesn't have $10,000 just laying around. And then minus all the copays. And then the way insurance is set up now, your insurance may not kick in till after your deductible, which I've seen some deductibles around $7,000 or $8,000.
Yeah. So
you got to pay $8,000 before your insurance even kicks in. And who really sometimes have $8,000 just laying around?
Yeah. I never really understood the monthly cost, on top of that, the high deductible costs, and they wonder why people don't go to the doctor. But I don't know. Because it's almost like the insurance company I have through my job. You have a $5,000 deductible. But it had preventative care, which I can go see the doctor, or I can go for my annual physicals. But I have to pay around $5,000 if I get sick before my insurance kicks in. And they're taking out around where I get paid bi-weekly. So they're taking out around $40 bi-weekly, $80 a month. Mm-hmm. And I only go to the doctor sometimes, knock on wood, like twice a year for my annual physical. It's crazy. It's out there, but we have to set it up to where we can be healthy as well as take care of ourselves in the interim, if something should happen, we have these benefits. Now, earlier you said that you will always buy term insurance policies. In the second episode, I believe I was talking about whole versus term, because term ends after so long. Whole life, you have basically whole life term, but after term, it goes up after so many years. 30 years after that, it goes up. After you turn a certain age, it goes up. So why do you prefer term over whole life?
It's not that I prefer it. It best fits me.
Okay.
How I choose to live.
Okay.
Now, for example, let's say whole life. Whole life it depends on your age. Whole life is the only way, like I talk about retirement. I don't have any children. So that's one reason why I go with term.
That must be a blessing.
So, man, I can't actually like coming home to an empty house. So I don't have to really like my life insurance. It's gonna go to my mother, my father, and my older sister. That's it. And if I die before 30, if I die in the next 30 years, they'll have enough money to probably buy a franchise to put my family in a better position. I don't have to worry. I don't have any children to worry about. Now, whole life is the only way you can guarantee to leave money for your children. That's the only way. Now, everybody say retirement, but they put retirement in stocks. And we look at Amazon today. Amazon stock basically just crashed. So the stock market is almost like gambling. But if you have a whole life policy, and what's around $100 a month to guarantee your children, if you're under the age of 30, to receive that's guaranteed they're going to receive $100,000 or more tax free.
Well, I'm not under the age of 30.
Neither am I.
I know I got the baby face, that's good genetics, washing the face and moisturizing. But I ain't under 30.
But whole life, it all depends on what do you want to do. I always ask this person, I always ask my clients this question. Let's say you died yesterday and I showed up to your house today. Who will be here picking up the pieces, and what will it look like financially? For them?
Definitely.
So then you just go backwards. If you want to leave, like I know one family, they all take out $1 million life insurance policy on their children. So when everybody in that family dies, they get $1 million, $2 or $3 million tax free.
Yeah, we discussed that too. I said that's how a lot of communities are getting ahead because of the insurance policies. They know, okay, we're going to struggle up until this point, and then this person pass away. If God forbid something happened, we're going to be straight. And they set themselves up. They setting their grandkids up or nieces and nephews up for generational wealth. This is something that the Black community has to adjust to in order to do it. I say if you out there buying J's or the new hottest basketball shoes that drop at $210 a pop, you can put that shit on insurance. And I mean it. I don't care what you say. Don't add me nothing.
Man, I seen it all the time. I told it was this young couple. I said he was like 23 or 24. He could have got around $150,000 of life insurance for $30 a month. And when he died, it will double. So we're looking at $300,000 of life insurance. Unfortunately, he got shot. He got killed. They had to do a fundraiser to bury this guy. And he's leaving behind 2 children. And it grants $30 a month is nothing but like $1 a day.
Yeah.
Like when people talk about how expensive it is, that's why I say it's no reason. Term life insurance, you can get term life insurance probably up to the age of 50 for under like $60. If you have children, like if you have children, you're buying a house. Because like it or not, if the breadwinner of that family, once he dies, that his income is gone.
Mm-hmm.
Now you may get Social Security, but let's say he's in entrepreneurship. Most entrepreneurs, they don't pay in Social Security. So you're not even going to get that. His income is gone. I've seen people were widows. They had to let the cars go back. They had to sell the house.
Mm-hmm.
Because if he's making $90,000 a year and you're only making $30,000, your combined household income is $120,000.
Mm-hmm.
Now imagine running your household you're living off $120,000. Now how you gonna do that off of $30,000?
Yeah. That's why you have to sustain by living below your means also to prepare for things that anything can happen. We live right now, it's about to be hurricane season. We have to adjust at the drop of a dime for everything, where things can be shut down for days, for weeks, for months. So if you live below your means, and I know this is off topic from insurance, but if you adjust to learn how to live below your means, you can also save money to have for a quote unquote rainy day. Now, granted, there are things that come up that you can't prepare for, car, health, and all that other good stuff. But if you have that cushion, you can be semi-satisfied when it comes to that point of having to spend or save. Now, when you said the young man had could have gotten a larger insurance policy for $30 a month, can you emphasize the reason for the younger generation to spend this extra money on the insurance? Because once they fall off their parents' medical insurance, and I want to say 23, 26, somewhere like that.
I think it's maybe like 24 or something like that.
Yeah, so I think different states is different ones. I know back when I was in school, you fell off your parents' insurance when you were 19, period. They didn't give no craps. 19, and then something funky happened with the law and blah, 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 blah. But can you emphasize the importance of them getting their insurance at a young age?
Okay, a good point. What's that surgery that these women are having? It's like a BB. It's a BBL.
I'm so tired of these women dying. I just read about one.
No, this is what's it called? BBL.
Something like that. Yeah.
Okay, so
Brazilian butt lift.
I had a lady, one of my friends. She went and had it done. She looks fine, right? Mm-hmm. And she saved for it. Okay, but once you have that procedure done, one thing they do give you is pain medicine. Now, when you apply for life insurance, you get your insurance at a young age. That's ensure your insurability. Because if you get term, you can always transfer the whole life or universal life, but you have to have something in place to change it. So when I went to, she wanted, after she saved, she said, I got to save my money for this, which is cool. She saved her money. Now she wants to get life insurance. Mm-hmm. However, they gave her pain medicine or narcos. Mm-hmm. And that changes your insurability. So she cannot get a term policy. She's going to have to get like a whole life policy for probably around $25,000 or $30,000.
Explain why. Explain why she can't, because she's on narcotics. Because I'm lost. Because
when you apply for life insurance, you have to go through what we call you have the credit bureau. Mm-hmm. You also have they run an MIB report, your medical information bureau. So they pull all your all your medical history, all your pain medicine, everything that you went to. And insurance companies only like to insure healthy individuals. Because if you're prescribed narcos at a young age, narcos are highly addictive.
Okay.
So that's one reason. I'm not an underwriter, so I really don't know the reason why, but I do know this. Certain pain medicine, it makes it difficult to get life insurance. Like mental health, like medicine for anxiety, anything dealing with your mental health, that can change your life insurance, the type of life insurance policy you can purchase. So the max she could purchase around like a $30,000 whole life policy. She has 2 kids. So let's say she died in the next year. At least $10,000 of that is going to go to bury her. So that's $20,000. $20,000 is not a lot to raise kids under the age of 10 till adulthood.
Yeah.
So she should have got her life insurance before she even had that surgery to ensure her insurability.
I agree.
Now, when it comes to
go ahead,
when you talk about the MIB, when you talk about the MIB, you know, just like when you have certain jobs that, you know, randomly drug test you, you know, every now and again. Does when it comes to insurance policies, do they do the same thing? Do they constantly update the medical record, you know, when they look at it?
No, once you get locked in, let's say you get a 30-year, like for example, I have a 30-year term. If my price is good for 30 years, and then after around 30 years, I can transfer that policy to a whole life policy. But I'm banking on my retirement. The money that I got saving, because like you said, you have to get the life insurance that fits you. If my retirement doesn't pan out after 30 years, me having children, that's looking like it's not gonna happen. So it's almost like if I die, that's me. You know, hopefully my retirement, I can leave that to my parents. Well, hopefully I'll live with my parents. But the whole life insurance, like I said, if I had kids, I would have got a whole life policy. So I know that they can make $100,000, so they can at least get that money. But you asked about the drug testing for your jobs. The drug testing, that doesn't. Once you get your life insurance, you're basically set. The drug testing for the jobs, that's between the employer, not the insurance company.
Oh no, I was using that as a comparison. Now, like you said, you know, when you get your insurance, you know, they do the screening, like you said. I was just wondering, is it something that they annually, you know, pull just in case something changes? Like if the young woman, like you were talking about, would have gotten the insurance then, and then when it got the surgery afterwards, would they look, you know, maybe a year or two later and then saw that she was on those medicines and then, you know, possibly changed her policy or canceled it?
No, because here's another thing. Let's say, for example, if you lie on your application, right? Anything after 2 years is called non-contestability. Let's say, for example, on your application, I put down that you're 150 pounds, but in reality, you're around 300. If you die within 2 years, the insurance company cannot, if you die after 2 years, the insurance company can't contest the policy. So basically, after 2 years, you're good. Okay. Now, let's say if you die before those 2 years, the insurance company can look at it and be like, you know what, you lied on your application. If we would have known that now, then you wouldn't have gotten coverage. So you really want to get life insurance when you're healthy. Because, you know, most people, when they get older, you don't get in some type of car accident. You don't get prescribed some type of medicine, like COVID. Like COVID is stopping a lot of people from getting life insurance.
Okay.
I'm gonna speak on that. They they would not pay out a lot of insurance policies. I'm trying to think of the exact way that she told me about it. A lot of death benefits or death insurance or whatever you want to call it. A lot of it didn't get paid out because at first they were saying that it was an accident. It was nothing they could do. It wasn't natural causes. And then something happened. I want to say it was like a year after. Then they said that COVID was considered a natural cause. So they had to go back, and all those people that they denied, they had to go back and pay out those policies for people who had previously died when they wasn't 100% sure what was going on. When they said it was the flu. And then they said that it was the coronavirus. So they had to go back, double back and do that. And speaking of accidents, what is your professional opinion on getting life insurance or the living benefits with an accidental insurance rider? I hope you haven't already said that, because if so, I went somewhere else.
No, I mean, it all. You have to look at you when you purchase life insurance, you meet with the agent, you have to look at your lifestyle. So getting the accidental death benefit rider, if it fits in your budget, get it. Mm-hmm. If it doesn't, don't.
Okay.
For example, like I ride motorcycles and also adjust houses. So I'm walking on roofs a lot. So that's kind of dangerous. And I'm walking on,
That's a little bit.
Yeah, and I walk on like an apartment, apartment roofs. Mm-hmm. So if I slip off the roof, I may die. So my lifestyle, that's a good chance that I accidentally might die. So I'm just gonna make sure it's in my budget.
Gotcha.
So like if you work a regular 9 to 5 and but you never know. Like people don't understand. Insurance is basically all the principles is the transfer of risk. That basically what the transfer of risk basically means is if you don't have life insurance, you don't have. Let's step away from life insurance because you mentioned a point about hurricane season.
Yeah.
And a lot of people on hurricane season, one of their prized possession is their home.
Yes.
So let's say something happens to your home. Let's say tornado rips off the roof. Do you have $25,000, $15,000 to go ahead? The average person, do they have $10,000 to $15,000 to put on the roof? Do they have the money? Because if your roof is gone, you can't live in the house. So you have to find another place to stay. Mm-hmm. And just because you stay at another place, your mortgage company doesn't care. So you still gonna have to pay your mortgage and another place to stay.
Yep.
So you're transferring that risk to the insurance company. All insurance is the transfer risk. So you won't have to take all that on your own.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I like it.
So it's sad. I've seen people without life insurance, medical insurance, homeowners, car insurance. Like their car getting a wreck, they just have liability. They're not gonna get any money for their car. They don't have gap insurance. We live in too bad of a world just if something happened to your car, do you have enough money to buy a whole new car? Something happens to your house, do you have money to replace your house? Or renter's insurance.
Renter's insurance is a must, even when, and this I can speak on this right here. If you're living with someone and or with your parents, you can get renter's insurance too, even though the stuff is covered because it's in the house with the homeowner's insurance. Get your renter's insurance to ensure your personal belongings, especially if your name is not on the mortgage of the house or anything like that. Get your insurance policy. I went to visit my friend in Atlanta years ago, and I had a studio apartment. I came back. My studio flooded. I walked in and I thought it had rain because I was at the bottom. I thought it had rain. So I started looking around and see no puddles or anything. So I'm like, did it rain? And so, you kind of double checking yourself. And I walk in and just water sloshing everywhere. And granted, most of my stuff, because I was packing up to get ready to move, most of my stuff was packed up. But the things that I had on the floor had gotten damaged because I was gone like 4 days. Water just running from the upstairs neighbor's bathroom, just running, just a hole in the roof, just bloop 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 bloop. Nope. Insurance that I had was good. Come to find out, the apartment complex didn't have insurance. Montgomery, Alabama. You're welcome.
So you forgot to also mention about renter's insurance. Renter's insurance also, they have what we call liability coverage. So let's say, for example, you own a dog and your dog bites somebody. You're liable for that.
Mm-hmm.
Your renter's insurance can help you with that. Let's say you're on vacation. You lose your luggage. Renter's insurance, not only, it just doesn't cover what's in your apartment, it covers your personal belongings.
Yes.
Let's say, for example, like you stuff in your car got stolen. You have your laptop. You have a lot of people, business people, they keep a lot of important stuff in their vehicles. Now your car insurance may have like a $500 total of miscellaneous stuff, but your renter's insurance policy or your homeowner's insurance policy can cover that, and it also covers liability. That's a huge part. Like if you have a dog bites somebody, you're going to be liable for that. That's where your renter's insurance or your homeowner's insurance kicks in at. Because let's say, for example, even if let's say you're a homeowner, somebody breaks in your apartment and you shoot them, you can get sued. Not only you can get off criminally, but you can still be sued civilly. So let's say, for example, in a lot of apartments, a lot of people that have the wrong type of guns for home protection, like they have the big ARs. Those are not for home protection because those bullets can go through the wall. Yeah. If those bullets go through the wall and hurt somebody, you're liable for that. That's why all renter's insurance policy covers liability. It has liability coverage.
So this is going to be a question. What kind of gun should they have?
Well,
allegedly.
I think a shotgun with a shotgun, not with slugs, but with buckshots. Because
12 gauge.
Yeah, because one, the bullets they spread and they won't go through the walls. Because if I shoot my 9 and I have like full metal jacket, if I shoot it, it's gonna go through drywall. Because I want you to think about this. Have any of you have children, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Both of you. I know at some point a child has damaged some drywall.
No,
I don't
not play yet.
Oh, well, I guess I remember damaging drywall when I was a child.
No, I don't play that. Take your ass outside and play. And if it's raining, you go take a nap.
But if you can see how easy, but you know how easy it is to damage drywall.
Yeah, I punched the wall.
Now.
Yeah, I've done that too.
Now imagine a bullet. A bullet gonna go straight through that piece of drywall. And you stay in an apartment complex. If I shoot my gun right now, I know it will go through my neighbors. There's no telling what my neighbors may do. And I'm liable for that. That damage, whatever that bullet does, I'm liable for that.
Yeah. And I think that's why I'm going way off course. That's why a lot of people are upset with that cop in the Breonna Taylor case, because he shot and it went through the neighbor's apartment. I think it went through 2 neighbors' apartments, but I don't know the specifics of the case because a lot has happened since then. But that's why they were upset that he got off on that. He didn't get charged with that.
No, well, back to that really upsets me because number one, these people, they lost their life. I was a correction officer. They lost their lives over drugs.
Yeah.
I don't care if it's marijuana. I don't care if it's your hard drugs. It's still drugs. Like, and working in it, like you get, like I know a guy, he committed 2 rapes. Like he broke in these women's houses and he literally raped them. For both rapes combined, he only did 6 years.
Yeah, but you got guys behind bars for 7 years selling for 3 pounds of weed.
And working in the prison in Montgomery, Alabama, the inmates at one prison, they were making the drugs. Mm-hmm. They were making the drugs in the prison because we searched the people coming in the prison, but we never searched them leaving. The inmates were giving the people that their guests the drugs to go sell in the free world.
Yeah,
like you can get anything you want to in prison, and drugs are here to stay. They're not going.
Yeah,
that's not
why they are trying to push so hard, or us people are trying to push so hard for them to decriminalize marijuana, because marijuana is not technically a drug. You don't add nothing else to weed but fire. These hard drugs that you having to go and get pills, mix it up, bleach, roach spray, mix it up, and all this other good stuff. And I say this because I started watching Breaking Bad. So I think I know what I'm talking about, but I don't. So just go with the flow. So you're doing all of this, and that is a drug. That is sad. That's sad.
But here's the thing. If you look at that, if you look at the difference between meth and Adderall, it's basically the same thing. It's basically the same. It's like
Adderall don't make your teeth fall out.
that because you have a designer drug, because that's done by scientists. Like, you got to think about it. The people who made crystal meth, they had to get the recipe from somebody from somewhere, because you're not going to tell me these guys woke up one morning and say, I'm going to take, if I take the batteries, because you have to use batteries, or like the drugs, like it's like some type of sleeping drugs. No,
I don't want the
recipe. I don't know.
Because I know if you take all this stuff and you combine it, they had to get the recipe from somewhere. Because these guys don't know it. Like, there's ways you can make the meth, how they were making it in the prison. They were putting it in like a tank, and they were burying it and let it crystallize.
Weed. But I don't smoke, but I'm just saying. But if that was my drug of choice, weed.
But I say, like, there's one state they decriminalize all the drugs, and you might as well think about it. Like, all these police are harassing all these people over drugs. People losing their lives over drugs.
They're gonna do it anyway.
Yeah, and I know we are a little bit off topic, but I think a lot of that is more so because the government is not making money off of it. If they had a way to make money off of it, then it wouldn't be as bad of a problem as they try to make it out to be.
No, I mean, because out here in Texas, it's sad. You can drive down the street, you see nothing but homeless people. Mm-hmm. You see them up under bridges, and a lot of them on drugs. And then you see police officers harassing these people. Like I want to, and I told this one guy, because I brought this guy, I gave him some money in front of a 7-Eleven. I know he was going to take it and buy some drugs, because I could tell, but the police officer stopped me. He wanted to stop me because he said, "Well, you're contributing to all these people, these homeless people in front of this store." I said, they don't have a problem when they come in there and buy something.
Mm-hmm.
But if they want to hang out,
Mm-hmm.
so when they built the store, they knew what type of neighborhood they were building it in. It's not like you gonna have college professors coming down here and patronize the store.
Yeah.
So, like when you see, like imagine getting, because I worked in prison, you see people come in, like I said, rape, slap on the wrist. You get caught with some drugs, you getting like 10, 15 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. You get more time for bank robbing than you do for raping somebody. And I'm talking about a non-violent.
You can get
bank robbery.
You can get probation for rape.
Yeah. Because they'll say, the prisons are overcrowded. We're trying to put away all the violent felons. That's violent, sir. Last time I checked, you shoving your penis into a vagina or an anus unwillingly is violent.
Yeah, so I see like then I you see police officers, they harass people. That's why I forgot what state it was. Decriminalized small amounts of it. Because you don't have a lot, your average person is not walking around with pounds of cocaine, pounds of ice. And then the police, to make their quota, they harassing people, trying to always search the vehicle and stuff like that.
Because they smell it.
Yeah, like, well, we got off subject for that, didn't we?
We always get off subject. Just go with the flow.
Oh, yeah.
But another thing what you mentioned about, like I've seen, because I'm also a adjuster, what you mentioned about home, like it's hurricane season. A lot of time in hurricane season, you have to pay attention to your deductible. Because a lot of people realize they don't look at the homeowner's insurance until it's time to use it. Mm-hmm. Now out here in Texas, you have hail. You have a lot of
y'all do.
You have tornadoes. So I've seen like, and let's say, for example, if you get a 5% deductible, it's going to lower your insurance. But if you have a $200,000 house, you're paying 5% of that. That's like a $10,000 before your insurance kicks in.
Yeah.
So I've seen people, when that freeze happened, they basically only had around $10,000, $15,000 worth of damage.
Yeah.
But the deductible was $10,000. Because everybody I know with the water heater. It's not like a, what do you call the water heaters? It's not like, you know how you have big,
water heaters.
No, you have a big water heater that you think of, and then you have it's not it doesn't have it's not the big one. It's about like this big. You have water heaters about like this big.
We just gonna call them water heaters.
Water heaters, yeah.
No, it's not water heaters. It's like electrical. It's like the water, because water heaters, they store. That's where they store the water at, right? But these ones, it heats the water as it passes.
I'm not a plumber.
Like a humidifier or something?
No, it's not a humidifier. It's like it heats the water as it passes through the system. No, it's tankless water heaters. It doesn't have a tank.
Water heaters.
It's tankless. So everybody
we gonna fight.
Everybody that had a tankless water heater, during that freeze, they all burst. And a tankless water heater, the average price is around $5,000 or $6,000. If you have a large size house, you have to have at least two.
Yeah.
That's why I ain't got one yet. I wanted one.
They're pretty. They're pretty good. I got a question. I didn't know in Texas they put the water heaters in the attic. Your water heaters in the attic?
That's where it would have been. If one would have been in the garage and one would have been in the attic.
Oh yeah, because when it freezes, the lady, she said she had 2 water heaters in her attic. The water heaters fell through the ceiling, and she said when they hit her living room, they burst. She said
because they were ice.
Yeah.
She said she thought it was a bomb.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would look that way, especially if they were frozen over like that. Yeah, you would think it, but
I can nope. I can't imagine that. Nope. Only reason why we didn't get one door in is because they would have to have gone through either the hallway or through my bedroom. And the little door in my closet, I'm like, nope. That door don't even open because I'm afraid somebody is gonna come out.
But the tank of the water heaters, they're pretty cool. They're pretty cool.
I'm old fashioned.
You gotta be.
I'm old fashioned. Just drop that suck in the garage.
Okay.
But going back to the insurance part of it. Now, when it comes to because we're wrapping up the series. So when it comes to the living benefits, I just want to try to get some key points. When it comes to the living benefits, when you are 30 and under, you're saying, or 30 and under, you're saying that's the best time to get insurance when you're healthy. So what do you advise someone who may not have had the finances when they were 30 and under, or they had children young and they could not spare that money then, but now
to be when you're young, there's no excuse. It's none whatsoever, because you can get life insurance. The younger you are, the cheaper it is.
But what I'm saying is, you have people who are not as blessed to be educated or have the tools. They may say, I know I need to get insurance. But people don't tell you how to do it. You know what I'm saying? Like they say, okay, go get insurance on your car as an example, but they don't say, okay, well, make sure your collision and comprehension is this. Don't just get liability. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of, I'm going to say us as a community.
I'm going to say, listen, they can afford life insurance.
I didn't say they could not. I just said they couldn't because they didn't have a job. Or they weren't working. You see what I'm saying? But now they're in their late 30s, early 40s, and their children are of age. They're 20 years old now. Let's just say that. And they are of age now to where they're looking to secure themselves. What are some advice that you have for them?
Okay. For them, I would say talk to me, because I'm not going to talk to a person like me, because I'm going to find a life insurance policy that fits you, that would like what you want to do when you die. Because there's many ways, like I have to look at your assets. Like what are you leaving behind? What do you want to do? How much do you want to leave your children? Because if your children are grown, you're probably not thinking about making sure they have enough money for college. You probably want to leave them just enough money so they can actually they can pay off their house. Mm-hmm. Like, for example, when I die, I want to be cremated. I want the large majority of my money. Hopefully I outlive my parents. It'll go to my sister. She can use that money to purchase a rental house. She can use that money to purchase another business, like a McDonald's or something that can make her life easier. Mm-hmm. Well, that's my goal is, or like I have cousins, they can my goal is, if I pass away, my life insurance policy, I want to make my family life easier.
Of course.
Yeah.
So it all depends on what your goals is. Like you can still buy term life insurance all the way up until the age around 65. Mm-hmm. You can buy life insurance all the way up to probably around the age of 80.
I think term life ends at 85, and whole life you can't buy it past 85, but it automatically ends when you're 100
or 120, or it runs out. Like, for example, if you buy whole life, or there's another we didn't discuss called universal life, but whole life, if you can look at it like, and another thing, companies like New York Life and other, because you have different type of insurance companies. You have fraternal insurance companies. They pay dividends.
Mm-hmm.
So they're paying dividends on top of your cash value. So you can look at your policy and be like, you know what? I can go ahead and take all my money out. It'll be the same as if I died.
Okay.
So, like, you just got to depend on it. Like, you just got to really sit down and think about, what do I want to happen when I die?
Yeah.
Because it's very hard to say, okay, if you're this age, you need to do this, you need to do that. Figure out what you want to die, what you want to happen, and then meet with somebody that can come up with a plan for you.
Okay.
To put in action.
So, since you are the guy, where can the listeners get in touch with you at? Are your DMs open for business on whatever your social media platform is?
I knew my telephone number is 469.
Disclaimer. This is gonna be everybody getting your phone number, not me. I already got it.
Oh, I don't have a problem with that.
Okay, just so you know, I had to put that disclaimer out there because I don't want you texting me like, man, why you put my number out there? Nope.
If I keep getting calls about life insurance, hey, more the berry. So my telephone number, my name is on Facebook. You can find me look me up as J Michael. That's Jay and then Michael. My telephone number is 469-213-9322.
Gotcha. So you're on Facebook. Are you on any other platform that you want to give out?
Hopefully when I'll send you my information, and when you post your video, I give you my email address and everything.
Yeah, we'll cover all that.
So I mean, I'm not like a lot of people. They really don't like talk. Hopefully, this will change people understanding about life insurance. That it is it's affordable. It's affordable.
Yeah.
It's no excuses not to have it. I don't care what your income level is, because I was talking to someone. Because the government even give you, depending on your income, the government even give like TANF. The government gives you money on a card that you can use discretionary for low income people, and you can use that money to purchase life insurance. That life insurance policy can change your whole family, your whole family structure, because in the grand scheme of things, to me, if you have a child, if you have a man and a woman living together, and they can't come up with $30 a month, that's like 50 cents a day.
I be trying to tell them.
Yeah.
They don't want to listen to me.
I know homeless people out here that make more money than that. 50 cents a day.
They don't want to listen to me, Jay.
You can sell food. I know people, they sell food stamps. You get like the government literally I didn't know the government gives you money on your EBT card, like cash.
Mm-hmm.
Not everyone.
Yeah, not
everyone.
If you have 3 people, 4 people staying in the house, That's almost that breaks it even worse down to a quarter. You have 4 adults staying in the house. That's a quarter a day.
Well, you talking about money on your EBT card. That's considered something else. Cash, food. It's like welfare, but it's not food. But yes. Disclaimer, we are not telling you to sell your food stamps. That shit's illegal. Okay? You grown, do what you want to do. I said what I said.
Well, get life. But like I would say this, one of the saddest moments. It was hard for me. I went into this house. This lady's son got killed. Mm-hmm. She's trying to. He got killed in South Carolina. They're from Mobile. The family's in Mobile. Mm-hmm. She's in the house trying to raise money just to bring her son from South Carolina to Mobile to be buried, and then raise some more money for the funeral.
Yeah.
That mother could not even grieve her son because they're trying to figure out how to raise money to bury him. And she asked me, she was like, Jay, what I'm going to do?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I can't, if I had the money to give you, I would, but I can't. Like how can you respond to a mother? Yeah. Like she's literally in tears in the house. She cooking food, trying to order T-shirts just so she can bring her son body from South Carolina. And then she's trying to raise some more money for the funeral. I've seen some horrible things, like I said, when I was a correction officer. But that face of that mother crying, like her eyes, she was just she was broken.
Yeah, it takes a lot out on the family when it comes to situations like that. That's why I wanted to do this series, because not only was it something near and dear to me, but it's something that's forgotten on the Black community. I'm not 100% sure if I said this on the first episode or not, but the raising the money and all that other good stuff. Because I talk about the series so much, I get confused on what was actually recorded and wasn't. But I talked about that too. We shouldn't have to do any fundraisers and fish fries and stuff like that. I get it that that's what you want to do. You grown, or your family is grown. Let them do what they want to do. However, again, going back, if you can go and spend $210 on your shoes, and subsequently every pair that comes out, you buying your children the same ones, that's a lot of money that you're spending on tangible things, but with the non-tangible items are more important. You know what I'm saying? So you can take that one pair of shoes, you can miss that payment and put towards something that's more important, especially, again, like you said, with the lifestyle that you're living. It's something that should be looked at. And I was talking about my friend Jason, another Jason, that he was a lineman. He worked at Alabama Power, and he had everything that was in order. He was 26 when he died. But it's like nobody knew that he was that prepared. You know what I'm saying? But his job was dangerous. You know what I'm saying? So that's a different subject, but you have to be prepared for the unexpected. Mm-hmm. And it's morbid for us to think about it, but it's ignorant of us not to, or stupid of us not to think about it, because we all have to go through this. We don't all have the same steps that are ordered in life, but that last step, we all have to do it. You see what I'm saying? So we have to be prepared. We have to mentally be prepared and physically be prepared. We have family, friends, even I think about the people who are orphans, going back to what I was saying, like they don't know what to do. You're born, they put you through the necessary stuff, and then they release you back to the world, but not necessarily telling you what you need. So this is why I felt that it was so important to do this, because it's so often that our Black men are set and put out in life that don't know how to take care of themselves 100%. Because I'm going to say, and I got two of y'all right here, y'all don't go to the doctor.
Hold on, hold on.
Half y'all blind, other half of y'all sick, coughing, hacking, snoring, and all that other good stuff in your sleep, and you don't go to the doctor.
Okay, hold on. Okay, if we're gonna talk about manhood,
we can talk about that off camera. We ain't gotta talk about that right
now. A man is gonna take care. A man is gonna take care of himself and his family. That's even scripture. A man is gonna leave. A good man leave inheritance not only to his children but to his children's children. So, but back to life insurance is you're going to pay for it one way or the other.
Yeah.
Because even if you cremate it, you're gonna have to pay. Your average person will have $3,000 or $4,000 laying around. You're going to pay. You're going to pay for life insurance. Yeah. If you like it or not, because we're not gonna live forever.
No. So the only way you can get out of paying for a funeral is if you use the options that I told you about. You donate your body to science. They'll come and get it. You can be a cadaver, and boom. That's the only way.
Yeah, that I don't know about that, but yeah, that ain't.
No, I mean it's not. But I mean, if you don't have any other option.
I mean, that's. I want to be cremated, but I don't want to be a cadaver. I mean, if people want to be a cadaver, more power to them. But nah.
I don't think nobody grows up and say they want to be a cadaver. There are some weird people in the world. I hadn't come across that one.
I mean, they got the word cadaver from somebody, but
this is true.
They ain't getting it from me, but back as a man. Like I never understood this. I've seen men, like you said, men, women. Like I asked them, if you die today, what's it gonna look like for your children? Like what is it gonna look like financially for them? And they're like, what do you mean? I was like, you don't know when you're gonna leave this earth. But you do know if you leave this earth, you're gonna leave behind 2 children.
Yeah.
Because you can leave this earth tomorrow. You can leave tomorrow. We all can leave tomorrow. We can all leave before tomorrow. But what's it gonna look like? How you gonna leave this? How you gonna leave the world?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
You got to. I say if you don't have life insurance or term, get you accidental, something to start off with.
I'll say this. When you die, people always try to see what's the best whole life. I wrote a policy where a lady, she wanted to have whole life. I said, just get term. I told them to get term. I said, because when you die, they're not going to ask if you have universal life. They're not going to ask if you have whole life. They're not going to ask if you have term. They want to know, do you have life insurance? That's it.
Yeah.
That's it. So, but you have to. If you have kids, hell, like who's not going to die?
You're right.
Yeah,
I agree. Well, I would like to thank you for coming to the park and educating us melanated folks and non-melanated folks on the ins and outs of the insurance as much as you possibly can. I will like to have you back on the show to give us some more knowledge on the insurance world, if you don't mind.
Oh, that's no problem.
Gotcha.
This next time we can have it actually at a park.
We at the park. It's dark outside. And I don't do bugs.
We can be sitting at the park, you know, like you know how it's all like the older people they sit at the park.
Who you calling old?
Oh, I said older. Some of the older. You know, you go to the park, we can be feeding the birds and the ducks and just. Dorian, where are you located at now? You're in Georgia. You're in Georgia.
Yeah.
Okay, and you're in Mobile, right?
Alabama.
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. I'm the one that only gives out all their personal
No,
information.
you okay.
All right, you're in Alabama.
I'm in Mobile. I'm good with that. I don't go outside and talk to people. You good.
All right. We can all meet in Phoenix City.
Phoenix City, Alabama?
Alabama?
Phoenix City. Columbus, Georgia. The Riverwalk.
No. You go outside. He go outside. I go outside.
Oh. There you have it.
I'm not gonna drive nowhere to go sit in the park. Next time you on IT and holler at me.
I guess you can tell something about it.
Next time you on IT and holler, because you take IT and you would take 20 all the way to Harris County.
That's why I grew up.
I know you just said that before we started the show, but I didn't say what state though. So it's on you if you do that.
Okay, it's only 2 Harris counties, I think, that I know of.
Might be some more out there. We never know. I never knew there was a McRae, Georgia.
McRae? Okay.
Didn't know there was a McRae, Georgia, but yeah, you learn something new every day.
Or was it? I think Hollywood, Alabama. Yes, Hollywood, Alabama.
I've lost a lot of knowledge of Alabama since I've didn't care no more.
Only thing about Alabama I don't like is Alabama football because I'm from Georgia. But
I don't like Alabama football either. So what's your point?
Well, other than that, Alabama it has been good to me.
No, I'm a horned frog, sir.
So you come out here.
Huh, that dang on horn so funky. Ooh, get him.
That doesn't sound even right, horn frog. I see it out here, but I don't get it. It's like
I wear my horn frog hoodies all the time.
I think of that cartoon character that be doing a little dance, a little frog that be dancing and stuff. That's what I be thinking about it.
I think you be on that drugs, them recipes you be talking about. What frog dancing?
The WB.
Only frog I know that dance with the WB frog, and the WB ain't even here no more.
Yeah, well, that's what I think about when I'm out here because it's people wear the purple and the frogs. That's all you see.
Yeah.
The purple and frogs. That's it.
It's all good.
Yeah.
It's all
good. Jay, again, we thank you for joining us and sharing your knowledge and leaving some jewels for the people. For everyone else, we greatly appreciate y'all jumping in and listening to this series, and we greatly appreciate the feedback. And you can reach us out at any of the socials: Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, Twitter. Pretty much everything is Convos in the Park. Temporarily. You may even find us on Black Planet one day.
No, you gonna find me on no Black Planet. Dorian ass be on Black Planet.
Jay, you make Jay and Dorian. I get on it.
On Black Planet.
I get on Black Planet.
Oh Lord!
I ain't got nothing else to do once I get on.
I did download Clubhouse. I don't know. That's as far as I got.
I may find me somebody on there. That's just me.
Good luck with that.
Oh yeah, but until the next time, y'all. Have you had that convo yet? Why not?
Good night.
We'll catch y'all next time. Peace.